And I texted her later because I didn't want to like have a full-on conversation about him while she was there. I'm like, that kid used to be obsessed with me back in the day. She's like, are you serious? What's good, perps? I am getting ready for work. I feel like I always start my video off saying something like that. And where's my tripod? By the time I set you up, it's time for me to start work. Better. What's goody, perps? I am getting ready for work. And you can't see me. How are you guys doing today? How was your weekend? I don't know when you're watching this, so I shouldn't say how was your weekend. But my weekend is getting ready for work. I'm actually doing overtime today, so I'm in a decent mood knowing that I would really have to be here if I really didn't want to. Hopefully it's slow and there's really not much work to do, so I can just punch out early. Go to my mom's house. Today we're looking for a mother of the bride dress for my ceremony in a couple weeks. My mom hasn't gotten her dress yet. I haven't got my main dress yet, but we're down to the wire, ladies and gentlemen. I haven't worn my contacts in a few days because one of them was giving me issues, and then I just miraculously popped in one that I haven't used for like a month or two, and that's fine today, so we're gonna go with it. I'm taking my vitamins, by the way. I was sitting on the couch combing out and picking out dog fur for hours yesterday. I'm not doing it anymore. Anytime I'm sitting on the couch in the living room or anything, I'm going to put on a headscarf because that's where most of the fur is accumulated because it can't stay off the couch. Every time I'm sitting on the couch, the scarf is going on. So while I'm working, I probably won't have it on, but taking it off later. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm gonna do apple cider vinegar rinse later on today when I get back home. And I think I'll retwist my hair and then I'll probably curl it tomorrow. But this dog fur gotta go. And I still haven't gotten my wig. I wanted to wear a wig for the ceremony. I don't even know if I'll get a chance to. If I don't do a wig for this ceremony, then I'm gonna do it for the main wedding next year. I will catch up with you guys later. Guys! One of my YouTube sisters just announced on her Instagram that she's pregnant. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! I'm so happy for her. Congratulations, Desiree, if you're watching this. I've already told you twice on Instagram. This is the third, like, congratulations. I was not expecting that. The baby is due in March, but huge congrats. So as far as what I'm doing with my life right now, I texted my mom asking if she wanted to reschedule until tomorrow, since I'm going to be seeing her tomorrow already, because it doesn't make sense for me to do all of this when I'm going to see her again. So I texted her to ask if we can just do it tomorrow instead, and she has not responded, of course, because that's just what she does. I know she gets off of work in like 20 minutes, so I'm just gonna like clean up around the house until I hear from her. Based off of what her answer is, I'll decide whether or not I'm gonna leave tonight and go and help find the dress with her or whatever. I'll talk to you soon. What's goody, peeps? I'm just leaving my Auntie Jana's house. My mom told me to pick something up for her. My mom asked me to pick something up from her house before I go over to her house. I don't know what it was, but I was just like, okay, I'll go pick it up. And I was making a joke. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm agreeing to. I don't even know if this is some kind of drug deal or something. My mom is just being all secretive. She's like, you know, go pick this up or go pick something up from Auntie Janice. And yeah, be back here at 2 o'clock. So I'm being a little extra right now. That's not exactly what she said, but why wouldn't she tell me what I'm picking up? I'm just randomly showing up there. I got it, and I'm leaving Auntie Janice's house right now. I forgot to tell you guys, there's a short story time. But years ago on my other channel, I probably put a clip of it here and probably card it. I'm leaving work now. I seriously just spent my whole last hour of my shift arguing with one of my coworkers because he says he doesn't like it when I talk to my other guy coworkers. And stupid me is like arguing back with him and like making my points on why I'm talking to people as if we're even together. Like, I said, why do I even owe you an explanation? And I'm like, seriously, like a full-on argument, although he claims he wasn't arguing with me, but he's like, he's a hot mess. Why am I defending myself? You're acting like the jealous boyfriend and we're not even together. There was this guy at my job who had the biggest crush on me, and he would not take no for an answer, although he got multiple no's from me. And then all of a sudden he just recently, I would say like a few years ago, he just disappeared from work. So I thought that was kind of weird that, you know, he just disappeared from work or whatever. He was working at my job and stuff. And the day that we went to Guinea Springs, the day we were coming back, when Xavier and I were coming back from Guinea Springs, something got on the topic of this guy and I told him about him. I never mentioned this guy to him before, but I mentioned him and I was telling him how aggressive he used to be. He used to be very aggressive for trying to date me and stuff, and how I kept telling him no, and he didn't. I was like, he had no shame because he just continued. He continued pursuing me no matter what I said, and I was, you know, just telling him the story. Again, I've never mentioned this to Xavier before. And then we got home, and then I had to go to Auntie Janice's house to drop something off for her that I borrowed from Corey, my cousin Corey, which is her son, one of the little floaty things for Guinea Springs. So I went to drop it off at her house, and as we're there like catching up and stuff, and I'm like standing outside talking to her, and she's like standing at her front door, all of a sudden I hear this voice, and the same kid for my job from like 4 years ago, I haven't talked to him or anything from 4 years ago, he makes a comment saying, oh, so purple's still your color or something like that, or you still look nice in purple. I forgot what he said. And I looked up and I'm like, what are you doing here? And then my aunt is like downstairs, so she can't see who's talking upstairs above her. And then she's like, who are you talking to? I said, him. She's like, who's him? I said, I used to work with him. And then she's like, really? She's like, oh, I know him. I don't know his name, but I see him all the time. He lives right upstairs. I'm like, how long have you been living upstairs from my aunt's house? I'm always here. How come I've never seen you before? He's like, I've been living here for like, I think he said like 4 years now. I'm like, he basically moved there after he had, I guess, left the job and stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, what a small world. And not just what a small world, but how is it that I was just speaking of him maybe like an hour before that, and then we run into each other, and he's living right above my aunt's. It was funny. She's like, who's that? Oh, I know him. I don't know him by name, but I know him. And he was making I forgot what he said. He said, oh, you still look pretty in purple, or you still look purple or nice in person. He made a purple comment. That's all I remember. And I don't know why I forgot to tell you guys the story, but like, I thought it was so weird. And then I left her house, and I texted her later because I didn't want to like have a full-on conversation about him while she was there. I'm like, that kid used to be obsessed with me back in the day. She's like, are you serious? I'm like, yes. I just thought that was so funny. I don't know how I forgot to tell you guys that story, but yeah, homeboy is now living above my aunt. How how does that happen? That was a small story time, but yeah. So now I'm on my way to mom's house. She made ghetto lasagna for me a few days ago, so I'm going there to have that for breakfast, although it's like lunchtime. It's almost 12:30, but I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I love ghetto lasagna. If you guys are ever in the area, Jonah's looking at me like, what is wrong with this girl? If you guys are ever in the area, we're gonna have mom make you a plate of ghetto lasagna. I promise you, you will love it. You'll love it. Mama, are you okay that I'm in these shoes? Are you embarrassed? Are you embarrassed, Mom?
Yes, I am.
You gonna pretend you don't know me?
Yes, I am.